Well, it's been a while since we have covered an alternative universe. The last time we did it was 3 months ago, when we got a full story from the universe of Blood Moon. Which, let's be honest, was quite a freaky story that let us know what kinds of horrors we can expect in the head of the lead alternative universe writer. But today we will have a look at a story that is quite a bit less serious. Or is it? Even though this universe has some funny and screwed up moments, it also does not have a lot of lore in it. Or at least I expected a little bit more, because it is a brand new theme that was pretty much made to explore shonen anime stories inside League. But nevertheless, I understand that because it had to land on live servers during MSI, they didn't have too much room to expand it. Thankfully, the lack of the amount of lore doesn't set back the quality of it. Or at least it doesn't affect the interesting bits. So in no particular order, besides starting with the more basic stories, which in and of itself is actually an order, let's have a look at the stories of the Battle Academia skins. First of all, we need to distinguish the Academy and the Battle Academia universes. Riot made sure to not cross over any of the champions, but that wouldn't be because the two themes would be set in the same universe. They did it to avoid their champions having multiple similar skins. The Battle Academia universe takes place in a semi-futuristic world. The technology is further than in Star Guardian, for example, where the story really just copies normal student lives with a little bit of magic on top of it. But at the same time, Battle Academia did not reach space travel yet. So Odyssey or perhaps even Battlecast are still ahead. So, Battle Academia is obviously themed around the academy that trains superheroes. The full name of that prestigious academy is Durandal God Weapon Academy. Durandal is a name of the city where the academy is. Durandal is also a popular name for fantasy weapons. So if that name rings a bell, it's because you may remember it from another game, anime or manga. Although it is never properly explained, besides it just being mentioned in Ezreal's bio. The school exists to train future superheroes, so not everyone can get in, only those who prove to be special will be accepted. On top of that, the academy has similar rules to Hogwarts in Harry Potter. Students are allowed to fight each other, but only within the academy grounds. Fighting outside is not allowed. As far as we know, this academy only allows 2 years of studying. This is supported by 2 facts. First of all, literally every student from this universe is either a freshman or they are in their 2nd year. But also, Riot only ever released the badges for the 1st year with 1 star, 2nd year with 2 stars, and a black badge for the teachers. Out of all the students, Jase has the highest rank. Not because he would be a 2nd year student, which he is, but because Jase is also the class president. His face is absolutely everywhere. He is also the head of the world-renowned Luminary Club. And he's such a brilliant inventor. He kickstarted his own miraculous Jase-branded technologies. Because of this, everyone in the city of Durandal will recognize his face anywhere. Jase's goal is to create inventions that would prevent tragedies such as the one that struck him when he was young. Now, the story doesn't say what exactly happened to Jase when he was young, but let us assume it was something horrible. After all, the brightest flame is always the most anxious. The really sad thing is that we didn't learn what's the purpose of his hammer. The original Jase hammer was a hybrid mining tool, but here we simply don't know. The next student in line is Lux. Now unfortunately, even though Lux has a prestige skin, in a school that is literally being called a prestigious academy, out of all the students, she has the least lore. And it doesn't matter at which version of the skin you look, they both have the same bio. But fortunately, that's just a bug and there are ways to find her 2nd bio too. Which makes sense because even Aatrox's prestige skin had a unique bio from the original. Anyway, Lux is in her 1st year at the academy. For some reason, as creepy as it can be, she maintains an upbeat attitude no matter the odds. Despite her freshman position in the sorcery club, Lux can wield such an incredible amount of magic power. Even the senior professors at the academy can't explain what's happening. This kind of plot usually leads to midichlorians, so let's quickly move forward. Ezreal is the other freshman we got. Ezreal was an orphan that wasn't super smart, and he didn't have any special quirks. He was just a normal kid all the way through his middle school. But after he graduated, he was locked in a deadly encounter. And as you would expect from an anime-styled world, that encounter awakened his slumbering potential. Funnily enough, we still don't know what that potential was. And more importantly, we don't really know anything about his glove either. We can assume that the glove is just an invention, and that Ezreal's quirk is his speed that is represented by his E. But either way, nothing was confirmed. All we know is that after that awakening, he found himself as a first year at the Durandal God Weapon Academy, where he joined the Ragtag Battle Club. Katrina is by far the most insane student we know about, but the issue is that we don't know much about her. She likes to stay away from the politics of the academy, and her splash art shows us that she doesn't have much love for the current class president. We also know that she's a second-year student with a chip on her shoulder, but again, we don't even know what that chip does. I assume it is a chip to monitor her moves, and it is not something that would enhance her physical capabilities. Either way, she is probably being monitored, because she's the top student of the Assassin Club. Now, here comes by far the most insane part of this universe. The members of the Assassin Club are the only ones on campus that are allowed to kill their opponents in school-organized duels. Okay? They are allowed to kill other students in approved duels. What's funny about this is that if a member of the Assassin Club duels against someone from the Battle Club, for example, the Assassin member can kill someone from the Battle Club, but not the other way around. As a result of these totally fair, sane and reasonable rules, no one dares to even approach Katrina. Her grumpiness could also come from the fact that Katrina's father was a principal, but he's now missing. Now let's talk about Professor Graves. Professor Graves probably has the most character out of all the other champions. Graves is an ex-soldier who served in Durandal's military, but after he discovered something unusual behind the enemy lines, he was offered to teach at the academy. Now, the story literally says he received an offer to teach at the academy from the God Weapon itself, which is a really strange sentence in this kind of setting. It could refer to the academy as a God Weapon, because it is literally creating superheroes. Or, and as you'll see later, this is more likely the case, it could imply that the students or their weapons are actually called God Weapons. This would line up with this quote from Ezreal's Interactions.
Is this the power of the God Weapon Durandal?
Anyway, this sentence is a little bit unclear, but it's fine. For now, the important thing is that Graves is an experienced veteran soldier who was kinda forced into teaching. As a result, he's quite salty, grumpy, and he hates teaching. Interestingly enough, his bio mentions that he's usually munching a cigar despite it being against the school's etiquette, but we still won't find his cigar in-game. The last member of our Battle Academia skin line is Yumi. Yumi is currently the principal of the Durandal Academy. She assumed this position after the disappearance of the two previous principals, and as we mentioned, Katrina's father was one of them. Yumi would happily step down from being the head of the academy should either of the missing principals be found. We don't really know why there even is a talking cat, but we know she has the power to channel incredible levels of energy. She can do it with the use of the academic registry book. Now, even though we covered all the present champions, as I mentioned before, if you dig around the internet, you can find the bio of the Prestige Edition Lux, even if it is not in the client. And fortunately for us, the Prestige version of Lux does progress the story forward. The Prestige skin depicts Lux as a second year at the Durandal Academy. Here her character changed a bit, because she had to deal with harrowing trials, losses, and even betrayals spiced up her freshman experience. At the end of the year, she clashed with a certain rogue God Weapon, which by the way confirms that the students are called God Weapons. But as a result of that clash, Lux managed to master her already godly powers, and she rose to take her place as the head of the Sorcery Club, and later she even became the next class president. The last thing we could mention about this universe are some of the Easter eggs. For example, Ezreal's interaction with the Star Guardian skins reveal that the Star Guardian universe exists inside the Battle Academia universe as a comic series. Also, even though Ezreal also has an interaction specifically against Super Galaxy Rumble. Super Galaxy Rumble probably isn't from the same universe. I say probably because Riot might expand it. We learned that even the older Academy skins may eventually make it into this universe, but right now it is in early discussion phase, so don't expect anything yet. We just know it might happen. But that is it for this universe. There is still a tiny chance that Riot will release a short story for it. In fact, the highest chance of them doing it would be today as of the day of recording this video, which would actually be yesterday for you. We know that Jared watched hours of anime and read books worth of manga to get into this story, so don't tell me we won't get anything else besides a couple of bios. If Riot is afraid of releasing stories that won't click with people, don't worry, people are already too violated to care. Hey, did you know that we have social media and Twitch where we talk about other league facts and stories? And did you know that we have neat mugs and shirts too? The links to all of that will be below. And as always, thank you, come again.